What's up, guys? Welcome to week number 8 of Goggins Force Training. This was a great week of training here with finally feeling really strong and just finally hitting some good numbers again. Not that I haven't been making progress from each week, but this was one of the first weeks where I'm starting to feel actually fast and explosive again. I've been hitting all my numbers every week, with the exception of that one kind of shaky bench workout last week. But I've not felt like I've been able to drive 100% of force into the bar. So this is one of those weeks where the bar was popping off my back with my squats and they all felt smooth and fast, and then with my pulls I was able to actually get the bar moving pretty quickly, and things are just feeling just really locked in and strong this week. So probably has something to do with the lighter week last week, but either way, just all of the workouts this week felt really good. So I had a lot of fun with training this week here. As you can see, it's one of my last warm-ups at 395. That's moving nice and fast. Bars kind of popping off my back a little bit. This is my final warm-up with 435, which also moved really smoothly and pretty quickly as well. And then ended up taking 2 triples at the top weight with 480. So this is the first set of 3 with 480. Everything pretty smooth here as well. I had no symptoms of the hamstring tendinopathy on the first 2 reps. I did get a little bit of a, not a zing, but just felt that it was there. So you'll see on the 3rd rep, I did slow the bar down just a little bit as I'm coming up. But overall, the amount of speed and power that I'm able to drive up into the bar is significantly better this week than it has been in weeks past. And I'm not shifting or anything as I'm doing that. So if you watch kind of that left side there as I'm coming up, just a little bit slower there, and I still get the hips through just fine. I didn't brace as well on that 3rd rep as I could have, which is why it wasn't as good as the first 2. So on this one, I got the bracing better on all 3 reps, but still had a little bit of a zinger there just on the 3rd rep. But overall, we're still really happy with how these felt. The weight felt light on my back and was moving quickly and smoothly, and I was driving out of the hole really efficiently with the upper body. So I'm pretty stoked on that squat workout. Had minimal amounts of tendonitis after this session here. Had some discomfort on the light bench day, but I was able to take the Tuesday between these 2 workouts and do a lot of soft tissue work in through my biceps and forearms, and had somebody dig out my pecs with a boomstick, and that helped out quite a bit. So this was pretty good here. On this week, I don't remember if this was the same as last week, but I ended up moving up the light bench workout. So rather than a 5x5 at 225, it's a set of 5 at 225, and then the last 3 sets are done at 245. So what I've got here is 3 working sets at 245, all 5 reps, all paused, all of them moving pretty well. I think part of the reason that I end up getting symptoms on this day is because I'm also doing the self lift off. So historically, not a huge fan of having to lift the bar out of the rack by myself, just because I can't get in quite as tight of a position, and just the simple act of having to pull the bar out of the rack destabilizes my shoulders to some degree. But doesn't matter too much. The weight is still fairly light, so just putting in work and keeping the volume up on the secondary bench day. You can see here I am starting to lift my head just a little bit, but I'm not sliding down the bench, so that's something that I'm going to kind of have to keep an eye on. But overall, that day felt pretty good. Ended up hitting some cardio later that afternoon as well, just to kind of get everything shaken out, and then did some body tempering in through the back and the hamstring. So that brings us to the deadlift day here. This is the final warm-up at 485, I believe, or 475. That's moving nice and fast. And then I hit 2 triples with 530. Now you can see here, my starting position is really nice and efficient. Bars moving pretty quickly from the floor all the way through the rep. The one critique that Steve had for me is that he wants me to, on the touch and go reps, not pause but not touch and go. So what I'll be doing next heavy deadlift session is focusing on trying to control the bar all the way to the floor, but then also stopping and pausing it on the floor for a second or two before pulling each subsequent rep. That way, as the weights continue to progress, I avoid turning it into a bounce and go, which I typically try to control as well as I can. I'm usually not too big of a weight crasher, but he wants me to just kind of get the best of both worlds, where I'm having to pull it from a dead stop, but I'm also staying under tension the whole time. So that sounds like it's going to be a little bit harder. We'll see how that goes next time when the weights move up, but that was my critique for that. Here you can see the rack pulls. I worked up to 625 for a triple and then 650 for a set of 3 as well, after doubles at 525, 575 I think. Basically worked up doubles until the 2 top triples at 625 and 650. These both felt pretty good. I was a little bit tired by the time I got up to these weights, but they both moved like I had a few reps in the tank. I feel like I could have gotten a couple more with 650, which is not too terribly surprising since I've done that weight at this height for I think a set of 10 in the past, or maybe a little bit more. I remember over the summer I'd hit 700 for 8 from around the knees, so still haven't fully capped those out, but those are starting to feel good. And then moving into the Saturday bench workout, I was in a significantly better shoulder position after doing the tissue work on it this week. So unlike last Saturday when I came in and hit these pretty much the same sets and reps, the bar is actually moving nice and smoothly. My bar path and my touch point were all very consistent, and I was really happy with how these reps felt. So I think this puts me in a really good position to be able to move the weight up next week. I have a feeling we're going to go something like 365 for 3s to 5s. But yeah, got all 3 5s at 355, hit the same things off the pins, and then on the overhead press worked up to 225 for a couple sets of 6, and then back down, did a drop set to 135 for 15 or so. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like it and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to connect with me on Facebook and Instagram with @Jeron Kerridge. And as always, check out the gym's website at www.savagegym.com. Take care, and I will talk to you next week.
There you go. Come on. Yep.
Nice, that's better speed.
Oh, yeah.
Better yet.
Oh, yeah. All right, there you go. Perfect. There you go, man.
Yep.
GHRs.